Do you see where I am? I'm in my office. I'm freaking out. If you know me, you know that I was on a 5-month road trip around the country in an RV, a small RV at that, with my husband and my 10-year-old and 8-year-old. And I feel like I was squishing my productive time into nooks and crannies in order to be fully present with all the other moments of the journey. And I'm grateful that I did it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. It created memories that will last a lifetime. But I'm so excited. I'm back in my office. I feel like I'm going to explode with energy. I feel like I just want to frolic around, and my kids are in school, and it's like, what am I going to do with myself? So I'm just coming to you live. No, I do have a message to share with you guys, and I was just going through some notes, playing catch up, which is the story of my life these days. And I came across some notes from a couple of podcast interviews that I did recently that really just struck a chord with me and made me feel compelled to come on and share these thoughts with you. This takeaway is for anybody. This is not just for people in real estate or even in business. But I interviewed a gal named Carrie Briner on the Pursuing Freedom podcast, and her episode is live. So if you want to consume it, you can do so at pursuingfreedom.com or on the podcast app on your phone. But one of the things she talked about was that your actions are a reflection of your true priorities. Your actions are a reflection of your true priorities. So think about that. How often do we blame the business for our busyness? How often do we get mad at the obligations in our life that are robbing us of our energy or our time or our happiness or our ability to be present with the people that we care about in our lives? So I was on the road trip when I interviewed Carrie, and I couldn't help but writing that down. And as I just stumbled across it, I was like, that is so poignant the way she said that your actions are a reflection of your true priorities. So how is that showing up for us in our lives? Like, where are we reacting and saying yes to things without thinking about what we're saying no to in the process? Because every time we say yes to one thing, we're saying no to something else. And how often do we blame the business for our busyness or our inability to be present with people we care about, when in reality, we should be blaming ourselves for not doing it differently or for not setting boundaries? And then I interviewed a gal named Marlene Douglas, who's in Georgia, and her episode has not aired yet. But she is a mother of 6 kids who's had a very successful real estate business. And she never worked from the moment she picked the kids up at 3 o'clock until about 6 o'clock. She was committed to her children and to doing homework with them. And with their sports and the commitments that they had, she was committed to traveling with them to be there for all their sporting events. 6 children, right? And a successful real estate business. And she owns a brokerage and has over 50 amazing agents on her team. And in her interview, she said, I was willing to give up money in order to not give up time with my kids. Meaning that if she was traveling, she always had somebody taking care of her business. You know, during those 3 hours when her phone was turned off, either her clients knew that and accepted that, or she had somebody that was there to answer the phone, which meant that she was willing to pay somebody to cover her because she was not willing to give up time with her kids. So I just think that's such an incredible statement and a message that we need to hear more often, especially in the real estate industry. So how could you rewrite that sentence for yourself? I was willing to give up money in order to not give up time with insert whatever it is that is important to you. Insert the priority or the value that you say is important to you. And then I challenge you to ask yourself, are your actions demonstrating your true priorities? Or are you making excuses? I was willing to give up money in order to not give up time with maybe with myself, maybe with my exercise, my health. Is my health being compromised because I'm too busy to take care of myself? Is that really a reflection of my true priorities? What really matters? So anyway, I don't know if that would speak to you. It spoke to me, and I'm just like freaking out because I'm here back in my home area in my office for the first time, and I just am so excited. So I also think you could think about this, right? If you're blaming the busyness, if you're blaming your business for your busyness, instead of blaming yourself, like where could you regain some time? I mean, I'm now understanding what it feels like to get time back and what it's doing to my energy and my enthusiasm and my excitement and my creativity. So imagine what it could do for you if you analyzed the actions and how they are a demonstration of your priorities. And then ask yourself, would you be willing to give up a little bit of money in order to not give up time with what's really, really important to you? This is the big challenge for 2021. The goal is to simplify success. The goal is to build a life you don't need a vacation from. Hey, Patrick Finney. Anyhow, I hope you're doing awesome. I love and appreciate you. Make it an awesome day, and I'll see you next time.